ドジャース大谷翔平選手の口座から1700万ドル、約26億5000万円を不正送金したとして、銀行詐欺罪と虚偽の納税申告で起訴されている、元通訳の水原一平被告の大谷選手に、なりすました会話の音声が、米メディアで公開されました。元 MLB 選手などが出演する YouTube チャンネル、ファウルテリトリーでは、この実際の音声を確認した後、これは、ひどい。翔平がこのギャンブル問題に関わっていて、何かを隠していると思っている人がいるのなら、公式資料を見るべきなど、それぞれの思いを語ってくれています。そこで、今回は、この件に関して伝えてくれた、ファウルテリトリーの映像を翻訳して、お届けしていきたいと思っています。それでは、行ってみましょ
う。Talk about Ippei Mizuhara's case. So there's some seriousness here.But there's also some ridiculousness. Prosecutors recommend a 5-year sentence for Ippei, the former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, and $17 million in restitution, so payback to Ohtani, plus a little over $1 million back to the IRS, plus a $200 fine. I think he can only pay the $200 fine. I'm not even kidding on that one. I mean, he doesn't have money. He's in debt. Sentencing is February 6th, so it's coming up. He already was pleading guilty to bank fraud and filing false tax returns after stealing 17 mil from Ohtani. For the people out there that have been the conspiracy theorists, look, I love a good conspiracy theory, but this dude stole money from Ohtani, and Ohtani didn't know about it. He's dumb rich. He's not paying attention to every cent. Look up the hundreds, if not thousands, of cases of when this has happened to rock stars, music people, actors, athletes, etc. We have a little piece of audio from Ippei calling Shohei's bank and pretending that he was Shohei, giving money to Ippei for his $200,000 car loan. So here was the audio released yesterday. The Athletic did amazing reporting on this. Evan Drellick, I think Sam Blum and others involved. But here's the minute clip.
Who am I speaking with?
Shohei Ohtani.
Thank you. How may I help you?
So I tried to log into online banking, and it told me that it's not available to me at this time, and I need a call.
Sure, I can take a look into that. Alrighty. And could you tell me the name of the payee and the amount of the transaction, please?
The person I'm sending to?
Yes.
It's for $200,000.
Thank you. Alrighty. Now, recently we come across a trend of fraud and scams, so we have been monitoring the online transactions closely to make sure our clients are not the victim of either. What is the reason for this transaction?
For a car loan.
Okay. You said it's for a car loan?
Yes.
Okay. What is your relationship to the payee?
He's my friend.
Shameful.
Wow.
That's bad. It's a lot of money that also was not all going to gambling, because that's the case he's trying to make for a shorter sentence, that, you know, he was being overworked, underpaid. He made $80K when the Angels first hired him, then bumped it up to $250K in 2022. Dodgers payroll had him at $500K. Plus, Ohtani gave him a Porsche to drive around as a gift. Plus, Ohtani was paying him separately on the side as well, additional money. He did not just steal money to pay off debt. There was proof of him getting money for dental work, 60 G's, among many other personal expenses. $325,000 to buy baseball cards on eBay. So we learned a lot in the reporting yesterday.
This is low. This is real low. I mean, man, you kind of hear it in his voice a little bit. Like, he sounds kind of nervous doing it, but at the same time, you got to remember one thing: everything is clearly being recorded. Even when they say, "Please hold," well, you're going to be recorded on everything. So
they tell you that when you first make the
without
call.
a doubt. So
hey, this call's being recorded, because he routed
it's
Ohtani's account info to his own email and phone number.
This would drive me off the roof. Lucky enough, he's got more money than anybody that I know of, but not. It's low. It's a low blow. It hurts, you know. And now, you know, for those people who was like, oh man, the Shohei was, you know, doing this and that, you know, it wasn't it. This guy, they got audio on him. This hurts, because you bring somebody into the circle, man. Your inner circle's tight. Yours is tight, and so is mine. And he must have been part of that inner circle, and he went and did him dirty like that. That's unforgivable.
And the whole argument of didn't make enough, underpaid. The $500,000, we're not even talking about that. The $80,000 living the big league lifestyle. Guys have a tough time because they're around so much. You're going to nice dinners. You have to live in Anaheim, wherever they lived. It's expensive. The difference is not all the interpreters, a lot of the interpreters that I know and became friends with, all that stuff was paid for.
Mm-hmm.
The 80 was just, they pretty much pocketed all 80,000.
Right. They pay for your whole life, including, as some people are pointing out in the chat, and they're right. I read the article. So Ohtani gave him 60 G's to pay for dental work. He then kept that and then used Ohtani's debit card to pay for the 60
So he doubled
up on that.
Yeah, he doubled up.
He was doing this left and right.
He had a sickness.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But his whole
That's
thing
not an
was,
excuse
I'm
either,
betting.
though.
That's not your sickness when you're stealing money for everything. The U.S. government said this is a case of greed and stealing money. So that's where the battle is in terms of, him then putting out his reply to what was going on. He said, he was on call 24/7, severely underpaid. That was one in there that I think would hurt for most Americans to be able to read. Like, bro, severely underpaid.
Can't do that.
That's a tough one. Like,
especially
your
what's
legal
going
team,
on in the world today.
Exactly. Your legal team messed up on that one. We get it. Ohtani's rich as hell, but you were getting paid pretty well to be an assistant. I had to get his mail. I had to do his grocery shopping. Okay, well, two things. One, you can get help with the amount of money that you were making. You can hire help. Also, there are tools available like Hungry Root for your personal shopping. I'm serious.
What?
You can order your groceries. You're making 500 plus G's with a car and then additional money from your dude. You do not have to be hitting up the grocery store yourself.
When did he come out with all these quotes? Was this recently?
This was last night.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I only saw hope in life while I was gambling from IP's Ipe's mouth. That's coming from his attorney or something, or
they
or
wrote
whoever's
this
calling him.
super long letter that was put out there publicly.
You can't. They're trying to play it in a different role, like he was the.
I thought 5 years.
He was the bad guy. Yeah, no, or that he wasn't the bad guy.
Just feels. Maybe, prison's a big deal, but 5 years doesn't sound too crazy.
He's getting deported too, although Japan's an awesome country, but he's getting sent back to Japan, I guess, after the sentence. So, I read everything there was to read about this, and he even was putting some things out there in this that I thought was a low blow, like getting really specific, like grocery shopping. Okay, I told you how that's ridiculous. Checking mailbox, that takes 8 seconds per day. Fixing his bicycle. Okay, you can hire someone for that. Accompany him when he went to, I guess, his hometown to visit his family. That's cool. A lot of people would take that perk. Take his dog to the vet and to the groomer. Can hire someone to help you with that, or you can do it as a nice friend. It's not like something you're doing every single day. Helping him out with food. Okay, dropping him off at dinners and stuff. You can get a car service that you can be with him for. Like, all of these things just sounded ridiculous. And the last one that I hated the most was helped coordinate Japanese and U.S. lawyers for his marriage prenup and attended the meetings. Did we need you to say that out loud?
Stop.
That's messed up.
Grasping.
So anyway, I read a lot here. I wanted to make sure we took some time on this, but it's kind of gross. The letter reply was the worst part for me.
Yeah.
Because I get it. They have to state their case back and say, hey, I pled guilty, but this is why I don't deserve as many months as what the prosecutors are throwing out there. But I'm like, there were some things in that letter that were not necessary to point out, and I don't think shed better light on you. There were some things where it's like, I apologize. This is the ultimate shame. There's things in there that you always should say in this case, but some of the other private details were unnecessary and made you sound bougie and greedy.
No, not relatable.
Not relatable.
Not relatable at all. And the last thing I have to say is, if you really do think Shohei had something to do with all of this gambling and it's a cover-up, just go read this stuff. Go read this stuff. This is not a Major League Baseball report. Major League Baseball is not covering anything up for Shohei. This is all federal government. Nothing to do with Major League Baseball. That's the last thing I have to say about it.
Right. This was a federal investigation that sounded like it was pretty easy because there was evidence all over the place to be able to handle this. And my last point is that when you talk to most people around the Dodgers, players, front office people, people that work around the team, they say for the short period of time that they had Ohtani with Ippei, he is a different person without him because Ippei was controlling his life and not allowing any access to Ohtani himself without it going through him because he was probably covering all this crap up. So it caused a really tough situation, and I feel for a player that has to deal with that stuff when he's in another country and it's not his primary language and someone is just absolutely scamming his life.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの現地の反応などを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。